Okay, so now that we have all these pieces ready to go, you know, these are the side pieces, these are the two supports that will combine to be the corner pieces. The two sets of pieces I don't have yet and haven't decided what we're going to do yet is the pieces that form the upper lip around the base of the box where the dirt goes, as well as the very top ridge. So what I mean by that is, so these pieces are going to go together like this. Okay, and then you're going to have the top of the box. Actually, they'll probably go like this. Will fit in like this. And so this is the planter box top. And what I want to do is have a piece that fits over here, covers this, gives it a little decorative piece. So these are the offcuts from these. Okay, these are the extra 1.5 inches or so of offcuts from that, and they're about the right size. They're a little wider than 1.5 inches, so I want to cut them down because I don't want them to hang over that much. So, you know, we're going to cut them down to at least 1.5 inches. So there's a little bit of overhang here, just to kind of make it really nice. We'll notch it in here, but I think these are the pieces we're going to use to create this around the lower level. Now the next thing that we need to decide, and I've been thinking about, is what about the top? Okay, so there's going to be a gap here. You know, the flower box is here, it's going to be a gap, and then this top piece. We want something to go around it in order to offer the support for the tree or the plant. So one thought was, well, maybe 1.5 inches. You know, but that seems awfully thick up top. So, well, what about maybe 1 inch? Well, that's a little thinner, and that looks really nice, a little more appropriate. But then I was thinking, well, maybe we just do 1/2 inch. This is a little more than 1/2 inch, but it will be 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch bar, very thin, very small. So this would be sort of a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square. So I really like that idea. I like the simplicity of it. It makes it very small, but will create enough of a brace to hold the plant from falling over. So what I'm going to actually do is, again, some of these offcuts, I know I have to cut these down to at least 1.5 inches wide anyway. They're a little bit more than that to be around the top of the flower box itself. But I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just, you know, rip 1/2 inch sections out of this. You know, I should probably get 3 or so out of each of these, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, essentially. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do. But that said, all of this is a little over 1/2 inch, and I want to get rid of some of this rough because I think these will look better if they're a nice smooth finish. The supports on the outside. These will look better if at least one side is finished really nicely. These will be the top cap pieces. These will look really nice if they're both. So we need to plane them down, get rid of the rough surface. So that's going to be our plan from here going forward. So we got the planer out. We'll get this set up here in just a minute. And then we're just going to plane all of that wood. So yeah, so essentially we're just going to lower this. And you'll see this come down. I raise it up when I'm done just to help clear it out. You know, clear out all the chips. So then you just want to make sure that I'm going to start with it where it's just going to barely fit through there so it grabs it. All right, so that feels like it's going to grab it. So we'll probably start with that and run one through like that just to see if it cuts anything, and if not, we'll just a quarter turn on this handle is about, what, a 64th maybe or so. And remember, we only have about a 16th to play with. So we're going to be cutting off just a tiny little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this all at once. So this is all becomes evenly cut. Now it's going to take forever this way, but this is what we're going to do. So we'll get things set up and then we'll show you how that's going to go. Okay, so it didn't take anything. So we did our first pass. Most boards didn't really get much off. There were a few boards that were a little bit thicker and they got some off. Okay, so like this board took a little bit off here. So now we're gonna basically just lower it down. Run everything through again. Again, we want to take just little tiny chunks at a time. And we'll see how that goes. All right, so here we go, our second pass. Oh, it didn't take much off that that second pass, so we're going to try that one more time here. So, you can see that. This is still reading either 9/16 or 35/64. Which means we still got a little ways to go. We've gone through 3 passes, so again, it takes a little while, a little bit by little bit. So we'll probably end up doing 3 more passes on everything, and then hopefully that'll be done. So, took 5 passes on everything. It's all now down to a 1/2 inch. There might be a 33/64 in there too, but all down to a 1/2 inch. So, now we have to go ahead and rip these to 1.5 inches and to those to 1 inch. And then I think we're ready to assemble. By the way, this is the pile. Massive pile of sawdust created by a planer. So, we're almost there. Just one more step to go, and then we'll be ready to assemble.